Hi everyone and happy Thursday. I'm popping on very quickly today. Usually jot down a few notes just to remind me of some key points that I want to make, but today I'm speaking completely off the cuff, so just forgive me if it doesn't feel as scripted as it usually does. I just wanted to talk about Thankless Thursday because teachers often have that sense that they're not really truly recognized for the wonderful work that they do, and I think that's hard enough when we're actually in school, but I'm feeling like it's heightened now. And I have a couple of theories about that. I think some of that is that we are more hidden in what we're doing now, and our efforts are just not as public. I think that in the school building, there might be a coworker that might, you know, overhear a student talking about how great their math class was, and they might report back or email back so that teacher knows. Or there might be rumblings of this amazing science project that maybe comes my way, and I'm able to share that back with the teacher. Sometimes we're working with a student and we're helping them to understand a concept, and we see that light bulb go off, and we see that switch of recognition in the student, and we automatically will have that sense, they got it. I taught them, they learned, everything's great. And behind closed doors, when we're home virtually and doing this remote teaching thing, it's just not as evident. We don't know a lot of those daily interactions, little sidebar conversations. We're not privy to those. And so I think we're feeling even more so. A lot of people have said to me recently that they're feeling overworked, undervalued, underappreciated, and those are awful feelings. So I want to just make a couple of suggestions to you that might be helpful. Number one is, I think more important than ever, and I've spoken about this before, is that self-care piece and really distinguishing your workday from the rest of your life, and to really achieve, however you need to do that balance, that work-life family balance. Some of the ways that you can do that is to dress the part. Sometimes it does help to dress actually professionally in the morning, at least your top half, and feel as though you're at work. Sometimes that just helps the psyche and kind of tricks your brain a little bit, at least, to make you feel like you're actually in the workplace and that you're doing your professional job. And then at the end of the day, 2:33, hopefully not much later, you change your clothes into workout clothes if you're going to do that, or just more comfortable clothing. And sometimes that subtle distinction can make a big difference in how we're feeling about our workday and creating those lines in a more firm way. Even our space in our house, and I've talked about this, I've been adopting my porch as my office, my satellite office, but I'm very aware that at the end of the day, again, whether it's 2:30, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock some days, I leave my office, I leave my porch, and that is left to be my workplace for the next day. Whether it's your kitchen table, maybe clearing away that computer and those folders and notebooks, pens, paper, whatever you're using beside you, maybe you're clearing that away after the workday is done. If it's your couch, again, maybe you're clearing away that space and just making it look a little bit different when you watch TV at night versus when you're actually on a Zoom call with your students or what have you. So those are different ways that we can try to separate that out. Taking lots of breaks during the day, stepping away from your computer, getting outside. These are all things that we've talked about before, but I think more than ever, those are important things to do. I would urge you also to think about thanking someone else. Sometimes what we put out is what we get back. So if we're feeling that we're not thanked, we're not recognized, we're not given kudos and accolades, maybe do that for somebody else. It's that same bucket filling concept that we talk about often with students, is filling others' buckets in turn fills our own. So keep that in mind. Maybe send a thank you note or an email or a text thinking about you, or thank you for all that you do, or I appreciate you. Those kinds of things can go such a long way, and they in turn make us feel better. It's that giving out. It's that sometimes it's community service. It takes the form of that. It's that showing others that you care and that you're thinking about them. Again, that can come back tenfold and make a real difference. And, I urge you to think about the fact that you are doing a lot. Sometimes we have it swirling in our head that we feel like we've been spinning our wheels and we've been putting in so much effort during the day, and it often feels for naught because we're not getting feedback. And sometimes we have to actually write it out for us to see it. The special ed department, we have very clear documentation and a spreadsheet that we need to do each and every day when we do our reach outs and our various work. And we need to document and keep a record of all that we're doing. And sometimes at the end of the day, when I look back at it, I'm surprised to see it in black and white, because even if I'm holding it in my brain, it's different to see it in the tangible, to actually be able to point and say, you know what, I did do a lot today. I actually accomplished quite a bit. I reached out to this student, or I responded to this parent, whatever it might be. So I encourage you to maybe keep track, keep some sort of log, even just bullets, dashes, whatever it is, just to remind yourself that your thoughts of not doing a lot might not be true. We can challenge our thoughts, and if they're not reality based, perhaps that really isn't accurate, and that we have a sense of things that are not accurate and true. So that's another thing to remember. And I just want to thank you. I'll put it out there if no one else seems to be. I think you guys are doing an extraordinary job. I see on all grade level teams the amount of output and the amount of effort and work and so much that you guys are doing. You all have such solid work ethics, and we have to remember our why. We're not really doing it for the recognition or for the credit. We're doing it for us. We're doing it for our students. We're doing it for our families and fellow teachers. And I see it. I see you. I know that you're working so hard. And keep in mind that ironically, sometimes when we're not given praise, it's because it's expected of us, in that it's seen as they're doing such a great job that how could I possibly acknowledge every effort that they're making? That's what I expect of them. That's what I would think of them. I hold them to a high standard because I know they're capable and they're awesome and they're great. So ironically, it's a backhanded compliment if we don't get that recognition, because I think it's assumed that we do an awesome job. So for whatever that's worth, enjoy the rest of today and tomorrow and the long weekend. I hope you can really enjoy and spend time, whatever that might look like these days, with friends, family, loved ones. Enjoy the beautiful weather that is forecasted, and take good care, guys. Bye-bye.